Hello, hello, hello. So happy to see you this evening. For those of you that haven't watched me before, I'm Melanie Miller, and I cook every evening at 5 o'clock. And if you're watching me on my profile or my Facebook page or my VIP group or maybe YouTube or Koalas, it's always great if you can comment because it makes it much more fun for me. And I do all night for everybody who participates. I have a really cute lottery jar. And so, what you will see when you come on to my live is there's a lottery jar there, and all you have to do to get into the draw is make a comment. So I was a little bit late tonight, so only Sharon got her head in so far. So Wendy, Leslie, and Michelle, you need to get your head in there by making another comment. So this evening we have what is called the Tupperware GPS. And the GPS, hello Ingrid, the GPS is your guide to the kitchen. And what happens is we have two people cooking, and I'm one of them tonight. Actually, it's not so much cooking as talking about a recipe. I'm one of them tonight. And then we have a tour of the kitchen and some details about some products that are not going to be around for much longer because the catalog is finishing on Wednesday. And what else do we have? We also have the ABCs of joining Tupperware. So it really is a fantastic evening. You'll get lots of ideas. And I am actually going to start my preparation tonight. And then I will cook it just before we go live the on the meeting on the GPS so that my stuff is ready because I'm first tonight. So after Maria's chat. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a great evening, and we are showcasing tonight the Smart Multi Cooker. So I'm doing a recipe in the Smart Multi Cooker, and my French counterpart is doing a recipe in the Smart Multi Cooker tomorrow. But you will have access to both of those recipes. And then we have Pauline Bagnoli is going to be doing a recipe in the Lasagna Ultra Pro. She's doing one today, and Jean-Philippe is doing one tomorrow. So once again, you'll have access to that recipe. So that means you're going to end up with 4 recipes that you can try out with your equipment. So that's it. So guess what I'm using in mine? Yeah, Italian sausage. So what I'm going to do with the sausage now is just get it ready to go in to my Smart Multi Cooker. So I'm basically just going to slice up the sausage. I didn't know whether to do 3 or 4. So I need to do fairly decent sizes because it's going 15 minutes by steaming. Yes, that's how the multi-cooker works, by steaming. So you want your pieces to be big enough, but not so big that they can't get cooked, right? And one of the things that I will talk about tonight, but I'm going to tell all you guys, is that when you cook in the Smart Multi Cooker, you want to make sure that you have one layer of meat in the middle section, not layers and layers on top of each other, because what happens when that happens is some of it doesn't get cooked because the steam doesn't get to it soon enough. Okay, so that's one sausage. So yes, I'm going to keep going here. So write in the comments now if you have a Smart Multi Cooker, and if you do, have you ever used it? And if you have, what are your favorite things to make with the Smart Multi Cooker? Because that I'm always interested to know what people are doing. I often make this recipe because it's so easy and I don't have to do an awful lot of preparation for it. The other thing that I am going to show everybody tonight, but you guys know all about it because I do it often with you, is cooking potatoes. So I'm going to talk about that as well. So we have, it's going to be fun. So one more sausage to go. And then I need to chop up my onion. You don't have the Smart Multi-Cooker, Wendy? Okay, does anybody have the Smart Multi-Cooker? It's probably the one that the least amount of people have, I think. Certainly, it wouldn't have been one that I would necessarily have been attracted to, but now that I have it, I love it. Okay, so I've got all my sausage pieces here. So put them to one side for a minute. And I'm going to now get a yellow onion. Okay, so yellow onion. And I'm going to cut the yellow onion up. And we're going to chop it in the small chopper. What I love, of course, about the small chopper, you can cut garlic. I'm going to also tonight cut some basil in there, and that it is part of the Tupperware basic kit. So the basic kit is the kit that Tupperware are currently offering for a value of only $59. Let me see if I can find my picture, because it's a good picture. Here we go. The basic kit, you get all of this for $59. Now, I was calculating, because I've been telling you $86 to buy it by yourself, but I had been thinking that the compact chopper was $60. It actually is $70. So $70. The minimum delivery fee is $13.99. That makes it $83.99 before tax. So now when you add tax on top of that, you're looking at about $96, which is pretty incredible, isn't it? So hello, Yasmin. Very nice to meet you from Bulgaria. Sharon, you have one and you like to make chicken and rice in it with broccoli or green beans. Yes. So imagine you want to buy this and it's going to cost you $96. But look at the price of the kit. In the kit, you get this in it. And the whole thing with the bowl, with the measuring mates, with the spatula, the whole thing is $59. So it really is a fantastic deal. So that is why I'm going to showcase the compact chopper tonight. Okay, so we're going to chop up and take off the safety guard. And of course, in the chopper, you have these blades that have been designed to keep scooping up the stuff. So the bottom blade is flat. The two blades are tilted, so they sort of bowed on each side. So let's put that in there. And quickly we'll be able to chop this up. Can you make a stew? No, you can't make a stew, Linda, because it has holes in it. So there's no way. I actually have an insert for it, which we used to be able to buy, which allowed you to put liquids. There, look at that, guys. Like how many times I chopped that? About 3 or 4. And that's about the size that I want my onion to be. So what I'm going to do with that onion, is I'm going to take the middle section of my Smart Multi-Cooker. I need my spatula. So I'm going to take the middle section and put my onion in the middle section. And it doesn't matter if some of the onion goes through to the underneath, but that's why I don't want to chop it too small, because I want it to sit in this layer. So that's what it looks like. So can you see? You can probably see through there that it's holes. So I'm going to spread that out and get everything off there. So that's that. Where did I put the blade? Let's put the blade back in. So I'm going to use that later tonight to chop up the basil. So I have my onion in there. Now, I'm not going to talk to you tonight about all the technology behind this product, because I'd really like you to come to the GPS, and that's where I'm going to explain how yes, and if you come to the GPS tonight, Linda, I'm going to explain how you use it. So what I'm going to do now is put the raw sausage in this middle section. And what I want to do is try and cover up as many of the holes as possible. That might sound a little bit weird, but that's because the way the technology works, which, like I said, I'm going to explain later tonight, you want the holes to be covered initially, and then they will gradually be revealed during the cooking. And when I cook in the Smart Multi-Cooker, I always try to make sure that I just have one layer of protein, one layer of raw meat, so that I cooked in the process. Oh my goodness, I don't think I could have worked this out any better. So can you see? Look at that. So I've got my onion underneath. I've got one layer now of sausage. So what are we going to put in the bottom? So in the bottom, you can put any pasta, any rice, quinoa. You can put pearl barley in here as well. But when you use pearl barley, often you have to cook it a bit longer when the rest of the stuff is done, because it takes a little bit longer. But with your pasta, in the recipe that I'm using, it says to use 2 cups, but I usually, that's so that you have a guide. I usually just do it by eye. So I've got about that much pasta in the bottom. Now I'm using farfalle or bow ties, but you can use what is it called? Rigatoni and penne. You can use any pasta you want in the base of here. And then I'm going to put in here. So say I have 2.5 cups of pasta. I'm only going to put in about 1.5 cups of water. So when I fill this with water, when I cook it tonight, I'm just going to put enough water in so all of the pasta is wet, but not necessarily covered. Why? Because the process of cooking with this steamer is that you create steam. And at the end, you don't want there to be a pool of water left in the bottom if you can avoid it. You want your pasta to have sucked up all of the water and the rest of it to be used in the steaming process. So it's a very, very healthy way of cooking. So pasta in the bottom, water. All I'm going to put in the water is a little bit of salt. Then, and one of the most common errors that people make is to start their Smart Multi-Cooker with no water. I promise you, you will ruin your Smart Multi-Cooker. So it's very, very important to make sure you put the water in the bottom. And then you can cook a 3rd layer. And what I'm going to put in my 3rd layer tonight, and I'm going to get the broccoli out. I'm going to use broccoli and peppers, and I'm going to do a mixture of those in the top layer. So I find when the peppers are cooked in the Smart Multi-Cooker, they have a really, really nice flavor. Okay, let me hide this again. Right, so we're going to prepare some broccoli. So my broccoli, of course, I keep in my Fridge Smart. I have florets pretty much already set up. So all I have to do is transfer some of these into here. I bought this broccoli today because, because I knew I needed it for tonight and would run out. But by the time I got home, it was already a little soft, right? So I'm happy that I'm using it up pretty much straight away. Oh, is my little friend here? Yep, of course he is, because he loves broccoli. He's already had some today. Here you go, Killy. Okay, he's going for a haircut tomorrow, guys. So it's about time because he really looks like a shaggy dog at the moment. Okay, so I'm just going to put broccoli. You can fill this, right? You don't have to worry about the lid not going down, especially because all vegetables, they always expand during shrink, don't they, during cooking. So I've got broccoli there, and now I'm going to add in, so the fat from your sausages, yes. And of course, it's a delicious flavor because that's why with the Italian sausage recipe, you don't actually need to make a pesto or anything at the end because the flavoring comes from the flavoring of the sausages. So it's really rather yummy. So I don't need these to be in small pieces. And I'm just going to throw them into here. And I'm going to give Killian a piece. Okay, he's happy, as usual. So yes, it's really good. If you don't want to have, I'm good, Sherry Lynn, really good. So if you don't want the fat of your sausages to go in, then don't use sausages, right? Because your fat is going to go into the pasta, but I promise you it tastes really delicious. Okay, so that's my orange pepper used up, and I got some more at the weekend. So let's put some little bit of red and a little bit of yellow. Don't the pasta? No, not at all. They come out absolutely delicious. It's not like when the fat is, I don't know, it seems to stay more in the sausages. It's not like when you cook in the MicroPro grill and you've got like 3 foot of fat coming out of your sausages. Probably some of it evaporates off as well, but it really is quite delicious. And then what you do at the end is you mix your pasta and your sausages and your vegetables all together, and you put through it some garlic salt and some basil, and if you want some Parmesan cheese. And so it makes it really, instead of no, you can't put your tomato sauce or tomato juice has a much lower boiling point, Julie. It doesn't reach 100. So what happens is you don't get it, you don't create enough steam to cook your vegetables, cook your meat. And the thing about putting, my recommendation to everybody is do not put anything but water in the base of your Smart Multi Cooker. A lot of people do things like put chicken broth and things in there, and that's fine if you're okay that everything you make in there is going to taste of chicken broth. And that is what some people do. But I want to be able to use this to cook potatoes, to cook beets, to make eggs. So I only ever put water in the bottom with salt. That's all I ever put in the bottom. You're trying to steam your vegetables. You're not trying to make them tasty. You make them tasty with the pestos and things that you add in afterwards. Does that make sense, Julie? I hope that has explained it well. So look at those. Like, tell me that doesn't look like a delicious set of vegetables. And so then all you do is you put your lid on the top, and like I say, it doesn't matter if it doesn't exactly fit. Mine does in this instance. You're going to cook it for 15 minutes, right? No more, no less. And when the 15 minutes is done, you can leave it for 5 minutes because it will continue to cook, and then reveal it. My personal preference is when it's cooked. When I have broccoli, I move the broccoli and then I put the lid back on, because I want my broccoli to stay nice and spring green looking, because I find that if you leave your broccoli in there for extra 5 minutes, you're going to end up with army green broccoli. And probably tonight it's going to be more army green, because trying to get the timing right for an event where Maria's talking and somebody else is talking. But I love, love, love this product. And I love it for its simplicity. And so don't complicate it by trying to make a stew or trying to make flavored things in the bottom. Just steam it, get your beautiful vegetables and meat done, and then afterwards. Now, if you're putting chicken in the middle, sure, you're gonna, flavor it with, I don't know, Montreal chicken or Italian spices. You can flavor that while it's cooking, but don't put flavors. That's my advice. I don't know what everyone else is, but I want my Tupperware to last, and I want to be able to use it for everything that I want to do with it. Yes, you're in the jar, Beth. Hooray, hooray. So look, I've got a full jar tonight. That's pretty good. 13 people watching tonight. If you're watching and you haven't come on to say hello, come on to say hello, because then you get to go in the jar. If you don't say hello, you don't go in the jar. And that would be a shame for you to watch me and not be part of the potential rewards. So this is the recipe I will be presenting tonight. I'm also going to present how to do potatoes, but you guys who watch me regularly, you know that because I do it regularly with you. And I'm also obviously going to talk about the attachment, how you can make rice, and this is how I make my rice pudding using my Smart Multi Cooker. So you can imagine, I want to make rice pudding in here. I don't want my base to taste of chicken stock, right? So how do you make boiled eggs in the multi-cook? Well, that's a bit of a secret. No, it's not. I can tell you, Beth, honestly, I've never made that many eggs. So I know families that do it all the time. And Stephanie, I think Stephanie might be talking about that tomorrow in the French one. But I know Monique does it all the time. You basically put your eggs in whole, and then you put your steamer on. You don't need the top layer. You just it, and put your eggs in there, steam them for whatever time you want to make sure that they're hard-boiled eggs. I think you're in the jar. I think you're in the jar. Okay, who's that who says it's easy? Whoever said it's easy, I can't see your name, which means you're not in my jar. So you need to look at the top and you'll find that there's a link that will allow you to reveal who you are. Because otherwise BeLive doesn't let me see you. But yeah, it's very easy. It's just like boiling them on the stovetop, except you're more in control and you do it in here. I steam my beets in here. I usually steam them for 25 minutes. And that's a whole new world for me because I love beets. And since I've discovered how to make them in the multi-cooker, that is super fun. It has 1 minute per egg to hard boil your eggs. Yeah, I expect there's a formula. I'm going to talk to Monique before this evening and check, because I know that she does it all the time. Okay, so that's pretty much it from me tonight, guys. I want to say thank you very much. This will be cooked, and I'll be talking about this again and the technology and how it works. And you know me, I love technology, so it's going to be fun for me to talk about that this evening. So if you're not busy tonight, come on to our Zoom. If you need to know the Zoom number, please send me a message. Otherwise, you can also go and watch it. I'm probably going to live stream it from my phone into my group and elsewhere. And I'm also thinking about when I do my bit of the presentation, I'm actually going to try and hit BeLive as well, so that it will be visible for all of you guys later as well. Okay, so that's it. So let's do the jam jar. It's always exciting to take I'm going to take the pot, bring it over to the middle. Hang on. There it is. Look at all those heads in there. Like, I love this jam jar. It's so cute. So let's pick the winner. Who is going to be the winner today? Michelle Tarnowski, you are the winner. So yes, your head was definitely in the jar. What does that mean, Michelle? That means you have the opportunity to claim from me an extra gift worth $100 value of Tupperware, surprise Tupperware, and you get it for 60% off at $40. So congratulations, Michelle. And you know what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, because otherwise when I come on tomorrow, it's already full and I like to start it over. So let's empty. It's gone. That's it. Jar gone for today. Okay, guys. So I'll see you later. Have fun. Bye for now.